6 moons ago, you may remember that I made a video called Heaven on Earth, which was filmed on this land down at Ravensdale, deep down in the Cressbrook Dale. It was about 18th of March, and it was just before the full moon. The full moon in Virgo, which was opposite Sun in Pisces. And of course we've just had the mirror of that moon, the opposite, the harvest moon, which was on Saturday, which was the full moon in Pisces, opposite Sun in Virgo. So very interesting to have experienced this 6 months. What's happened over the past 6 months since creating that video, Heaven on Earth. And I haven't quite decided yet whether to call this video Heaven on Earth, the sequel, or perhaps Hell on Earth, because it's been a very eventful 6 months if you've been following the story. And of course, when I made that video, we were going through the whole due diligence process on this land, but we hadn't actually even announced it yet. We hadn't bought it at that point. And we were just about to announce it at the Buxton event back in April. And of course, as a result of that, we crowdfunded the first phase, and we actually acquired it on the 7th of June, so just before the equinox, the summer solstice. So we went from spring equinox pretty much to summer solstice, and now we're headed into the autumn equinox, 6 months on. And yeah, it's been the most fascinating unfolding of events, because of course, and you will know this if you've done any manifestation work, any medicine work, any intention setting, that every subject is two subjects in this realm of duality. So of course, Virgo and Pisces, they are the opposite signs in the zodiac. They're the antidote to one another. So Virgo is all about the earth, the fertile earth, and Pisces is all about connection to source. So that axis of heaven and earth is super powerful. But of course, if you are wanting to manifest heaven, then at some level you have to address hell. And it's the same as, say you set an intention to manifest love in your life. Say you want a new relationship. Well, you will be shown all those ways in which you're blocking love and in which your heart is closed. And the same applies if you want to manifest money. So say you set an intention, I want to manifest some material realm wealth, then of course you'll be shown all those places where you are in scarcity or where you have limiting beliefs around money. So it's a very interesting game, this manifestation game. So of course, an intention like that to manifest heaven on earth. So of course, that intention was not to manifest heaven in my back garden, or heaven in my home, or heaven in my private life, or even heaven in Cressbrook Dale. It was to manifest heaven on earth. So quite a big ask. So, and of course at one level, heaven already exists right here, right now. It's just that we've lost connection to it. Hence practices like meditation and journeying and coming back to nature, coming back to this still place of beauty. I mean, this is heaven on earth. This is heaven on earth in this beautiful, unspoilt nature. This dale, just show you up there, you can see that is the Ravens Cliff. I haven't actually walked on that side. That's the eastern side of the dale. So we're here on the western side. So we're right down at the Cressbrook, which is dried up at the moment, but it will start running from probably next month. It will start running as the rainy season comes in. It's already starting to get very autumnal here. And it will run through till about next March, April time. the beautiful clear waters of the Cressbrook coming from source in the north, where the water is, flowing down to the Cressbrook Mill and joining the River Wye. So yeah, heaven on earth. Ah, so there you go. Can you hear that? Chainsaws. A disturbance in the grid. So here there's beautiful resonance, and then suddenly we have dissonance in the form of a chainsaw whirring away, cutting down trees or whatever. I think that there might be a ranger or someone from Natural England. They over the other side is a nature reserve, so it's looked after by the council and Natural England, and so they may well be doing some tree management over there. There's a lot of ash dieback, so I know that they're removing some of the ash trees which have died, and they're replacing them with lime trees to kind of improve the variety of trees in the dale. Yeah, so every subject is two subjects. So if you want heaven on earth, what is the inversion of that? What is hell, you know? So if you want love, you have to experience hate. And if you want to get to a place of faith, then you have to feel all of your fear. You know, you have to clear through all of these things which are blocking. And equally, if you want to create abundance, well, you have to look at all the ways where you have got scarcity. We are in interesting times because there are a lot of satanic inversions going on right now. I mean, a very obvious one, a very obvious place of hell is all of the pain and suffering through dis-ease and illness. We had a talk a couple of weeks ago, sometimes go to a kind of liberation movement evening in Buxton on a Tuesday night, and there was an A&E nurse there who works in a big hospital, and she was describing the hell realm that it is to be in the NHS right now. Hospitals simply chock-a-block with people basically bleeding from all orifices, coming in with heart attacks, strokes, having accidents because they've had seizures at the wheel driving their car. Because this video is going on to YouTube, I will not mention the common thread that all of those patients share, but I think you can probably guess. So there is a huge amount of pain and suffering which is going on right now. And of course, we all want to be in vibrant, good health. So when we fall sick, when there's illness, it's a sure sign that something's out of balance. There's dis-ease. And literally, we have been poisoning ourselves, and we have been poisoned. Some of us have been poisoned, should I say. Some of us who were perhaps a little too trusting of the authorities, believing that the authorities had our best intentions at heart. Yeah, and it's been a very turbulent week, hasn't it? I don't feel any real attachment to the Queen, but I felt a massive wave of grief, inexplicable wave of grief on Thursday night when that announcement came through. Oh my goodness, huge wave of grief. Hot on the heels of that, having shared this inexplicable wave of grief via my Telegram channel, I then got slammed with so many people shaming me. Oh, you're a royalist, yeah, this is Stockholm Syndrome. So I was shamed as well. And it's kind of a double healing whammy, because if you know anything about trauma healing, you'll know that shame and grief are the two most difficult emotions to access. Usually anger sits over the top of shame and grief. So if any time anyone's fully angry and in a rage, chances are they are masking at some level shame and grief. Just gonna turn the camera around so you can have a look here. I think those are sloe berries. Can you see all those beautiful berries on this tree? I think they're sloe berries. Make some gin, maybe. Not that I actually really like gin, to be honest. Oh my goodness. You'll have to let me know what other things can be done with sloe berries. But yes, this harvest, what are the seeds that were planted back in the spring and what are we harvesting? So of course, that seed, that intention to acquire this land, to gather a community, to attract all of the resources we needed, all of the funding. And here we are, having harvested this incredible 70 acres of land, but also a bit of a shitstorm to go with it, with the locals going crazy, and a huge outpouring of rage, and also a lot of shaming of me in particular. If you look at, if you are to ever to look at the website which has been set up, there's an awful lot of shaming of me individually. A kind of hate campaign, in truth. But hey, I get that as a kind of outspoken archetype, I do tend to get a Marmite response. People either love me, really get me, or they hate me. But that kind of goes with the territory, doesn't it? If you're going to speak out, if you're going to speak your truth, if you're going to stand for anything in the world as opposed to just have a quiet life and just create heaven in your own backyard, which is kind of the easy option, isn't it? May you live in interesting times, as the Chinese say. I love this land. No matter what is happening in my life, all I have to do is just come here. I tend to come here with Kobe every other day or so. Just walk the land. I've been walking it since January, when we first came here, when it was depths of winter, no leaves on the trees, everything was a sea of mud. So it's been so beautiful to experience it through the seasons, through the spring, through the summer, now coming into autumn. And soon all of these leaves will be falling. No doubt some of the trees will be falling as well. We did put some warning notices on two trees which have been informed by the local council need to be taken down because they're dangerous. So we put some danger signs on the trees, some warning signs, but they've been removed by the locals. So this is the thing about hatred, it kind of closes off the frontal cortex of the mind. So, you know, people start to, with that kind of cognitive dissonance, act against their own best interest and the interests of their fellow men and women. Taking a warning sign down that is there to alert people to danger. Why would you take that down? Why would you take that down? So, I do get, though, that there's an awful lot of trauma rooted in the dark satanic mills of old. And this is a mill village. And of course, it was a cotton mill. So all of that cotton, you imagine the slaves and the slave trades picking that cotton. So this modern slavery is a kind of echo of times gone by. And, you know, have we really progressed as a society? Or are we still co-creating hell on earth? And how can we move from co-creating hell on earth to co-creating heaven on earth? And to me, that's a combination of two things. It's a healing and it's an awakening. It's a moving out of judgment and just getting interested in everything that shows up, everyone that shows up, and how everything is a gift if we can see through the illusion. Very easy on a blank canvas of perfect harmonic resonance to notice when dissonance is showing up. So, sending you so much love. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.